Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another match preview. Newcastle versus Chelsea, Saturday, 3 p.m. at St. James's Park. Big up to everyone that's locked in the chat. International break is done and dusted. No more of that rubbish football until March now, and hopefully a chance for the Blues to continue the positive performances of the last week or two, certainly the last couple of games, and record a big win up at St. James's Park, one of the toughest places to go in the league. Newcastle injury hit, but still a tough place to go, still a tough task. It poses a different threat to the likes of Spurs, to the likes of City. Almost Newcastle, one of those that they're not going to come out and fully attack you, but they're not going to sit back and not have a go at all. So it's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's going to be a tough game. We've got lots to get into, as always, guys. Lots to get into. Wesley Fofana is back out on the grass today. Christopher Nkunku, a little bit more of an update on him. David Ornstein providing an update on Ivan Toney as well. We've got a potential leaked third kit for next season as well. So, yeah, loads to get into the game itself. All sorts to discuss, people. So looking forward to getting stuck into this one as always. Big up to everyone that is locked in the chat. Appreciate each and every single one of you here. So yeah, guys, let's dive into it. Let's say hello to a few people and then we will get stuck right into proceedings. Been waiting for a long time to see how Nkunku does in a Chelsea shirt. No, he'll be eased in. For sure, he won't be chucked straight back in. I don't expect Nkunku to be starting any games for at least a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks maybe. Yeah, absolutely good to see him back. Fofana on the grass, big plus. What about Lavia being in the squad? I think Nkunku is a lot more likely. Lavia is a little bit less likely. If I had to pick, I don't think they'll both be in the squad. I think it's more likely to be Nkunku than Lavia. But look, you never know. You never know. Oh, excellent. We've got our resident Man United fan back in here. Fantastic. Yeah, no trophy since 2017. Yeah, all good. Yes, big up, Nick. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Dippo, hope you're good as well, brother. Big yourself up. Guys, make sure you smash the likes as well. As always, really important on the stream to run those likes up. Really important, guys. Let's try and get this to 50 likes minimum. So please smash the like button as you come in. No freeloading the content. And people, we are now 33 subs away from 7K. I'm not saying we're going to get them tonight, but let's try and knock off as many of these subscribers as we can tonight, people, and try and get to 7K. We've got 33 to go on this one. So anyone that's locked in now and not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. It would be greatly appreciated as I edge ever closer towards the 7K mark. It's not many required, so please do that, guys. It is greatly appreciated. Chelsea only win games at night this season. Do we? Have we only won night games? We've won no 3 o'clockers or 12:30s. No, we didn't win at 12:30. Fuck, what 4 games have we won? Spurs we won, Luton we won. Those were both nighttime games. What are the other 2 games that we've won? Fuck, I've been to loads. I've missed 1 game this season. What were the other games that we won in the league? Fuck, that's really bad that I can't even remember what games we've won in the league. We've won Spurs, we've won Luton, and the other 2 wins must be away from home somewhere. And I would have been to those games. I haven't missed an away game. So where? Oh, Burnley. Burnley wasn't an evening one. So yeah. Enzo needs to rest some point this season. Yeah, I'm sure at some point he will. Blackburn, yeah. Yep, classic. Absolutely isn't. Bruno is one of the biggest frauds. One of the biggest frauds going. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, guys, big yourselves up as always. Let's get into some of the news and a little bit unexpected, I think. That let's start with this Wesley Fofana stuff, which he'd been teasing it on his Instagram that his recovery from injury had been going a little bit better than I think or certainly was progressing better than a lot of people expected. And we had these pictures today posted by Chelsea obviously the usual, that Wesley Fofana is now back out on the grass. There he is pictured with Mauricio Pochettino. And that's a really, really welcome piece of good news, a really welcome surprise, and a massive, massive plus, Fabrizio Romano saying that, Chelsea do fully believe in Wesley Fofana, and Pochettino is a big fan of him, and he will be a big part of the plans going forward. But that's a real welcome surprise, because I think a lot of us felt he was going to be out for the whole season. But if he's back out on the grass already just towards the end of November, then I don't see how he is going to be out for the whole season. Obviously, we're going to be careful with him and not rush him back and take more precaution perhaps than necessary. But I think there could be a real chance, people, that maybe we do see Wesley Fofana at some point in this season, which I don't think any of us would have expected. So that's a real positive. Things are starting to come together. You almost feel like there's too much good news at Chelsea, and you're just waiting for a piece of bad news to sort of come and bring us back down to reality. Of course, maybe us sitting 10th in the table is the reality. But you know what I mean? A lot of things seem to be going in the right direction. As players' recovery is going well. Players are coming back from injury. Also, these are all positive things and all pointing in, all kind of going in the right direction. I thought he'd be out for the whole season as well. I mean, look, he could still be potentially, but I don't see how, providing he doesn't suffer any setbacks or anything, even if we're overly cautious, which I'm sure we will be. I don't see how he's out for the whole season. I mean, look, I know we don't necessarily need him this season, but if we can give him some football this season towards the last few games, the latter stages potentially, then that can only be a plus going into next season. But yeah, a really welcome surprise that Wesley Fofana back out on the grass today. I don't think any Chelsea fans were expecting that. There he is doing some running, which is a plus. Obviously, you're not doing anything with the ball. But yeah, it's great to see him. It's great to see him back out there. It's kind of mad how quickly that's gone. We never really got a full confirmation of what. I know it was reported as an ACL, but that seems to be a pretty rapid recovery from an injury like that potentially. Or certainly the recovery is going a lot quicker than perhaps it normally does. Obviously, there can be certain circumstances to that, but yeah, it's a mad one. This has to be Fofana's last injury at this club. Well, look, he's still very young. I think he's still only 21. Obviously, yeah, he had a few injuries last season, not ideal. This ACL is obviously a major injury. Yeah, he needs to go through at least half a season, 3/4 of a season without picking up an injury. That's got to be the aim now for Fofana. But I think regarding his comeback date, I think we all need to sort of, it's all everyone gets excited about, and it's great to see. But we need to look at it logically. He was ruled out for the entire season. This shouldn't change that. Anything before then is an absolute bonus. I think we should just be happy and enjoy the fact that his recovery seems to be going well. But at the same time, let's kind of curb our expectations in terms of, maybe we might see him this season. If he's going to be out for the whole season, he's out for the whole season. But it's great to see his recovery going well, and he's starting to increase it and up it. That is a huge plus. So yeah, a real positive. But let's not get carried away. He was ruled out for the season for a reason. So as I said, anything before then is an absolute bonus for us. Yes, bro, what's happening? I think Florian Wirtz is a very talented player. But again, I don't think we need a player like that. We've got an abundance of those attacking players, like sort of number 10 wide players. We don't need any more of those. A good player, but again, you got the sort of the Kai Havertz sort of PTSD on that front. I think Wirtz is an extremely talented player, but it's not a player that we need. It's not a position that we particularly need to improve in, and that's just the reality of the situation. I think he will be back in full team training in January or February. Yeah, look, maybe, but as I was saying, let's just enjoy it. His recovery is going well, and if we see him before the end of the season, then that's a massive, massive bonus. But look, it's not. We don't need him right now. We don't necessarily need him this season because of the quality we've got at the back and the strength and depth we've got at the back as well. Means that we absolutely don't. We're not in a position where we need to be forcing this guy back as quickly as possible. We can take as long as we need on that front. But yeah, it's an absolute delight to see Big Wes back out on the grass and a real plus. Almost kind of a little bit of a forgotten man. We sort of had kind of obviously forgotten about him, but a little bit to a degree. And now he's back out on the grass, and it's a huge plus. So yeah, a real good positive piece of news on that front in regards to Wesley Fofana, guys. A huge plus. Huge plus. San Magrino. No, I'll be honest, bro. I've never heard of him. Who does he play for? Never heard of him. Never heard of that guy before. Yeah, right. Let's keep going, guys. So obviously, Wesley Fofana back out on the grass. He posted just last thing as well. He posted a little thing on his Instagram as well, saying that he was back on track, which is a good thing to see. There it is, back on track. So yeah, this is positive news. He's pleased. I mean, I can't wait to have him back. I think he's a phenomenal centre back. So much ability, so much talent. He's been really unlucky with injuries at such a young age. Obviously, he broke his leg at Leicester through no fault of his own. Had the obviously then had this ACL injury here. It's been a tough start to life at Chelsea for him. But yeah, we can absolutely keep this one going. He's gonna. I fully believe in him, and I think he'll turn out to be a top centre back. And he'll prove to be a very, very good signing for Chelsea. It's just not got off to the most optimal start, what one could say. But great to see him back. Great to see that he's feeling positive and in the right mindset. And you know what? I actually don't think we do need any more centre-backs. We're talking about, the club potentially going in for another centre-back with Chalobah leaving and maybe Thiago Silva moving on at the end of the season. That's losing two centre-backs, but we've still got Badiashile. We've got Fofana. We've got Levi Colwill and we've got Disasi. Do we really need a fifth one? Someone that's essentially barely going to play? Could Bashir Humphreys not just do that job? Do we really need to go out into the market and buy another centre-back? If it was a starting centre-back, I'd understand. But I would imagine we're looking for a squad option. Someone that's probably not going to play an awful lot. So why not let one of the younger guys potentially do that? That's already on our books. That would be my thoughts on it. So look, I don't think we really do need another centre back, but it's going to be interesting to see sort of what we do. Well, look, I think it will be to replace Silva, but I don't know if it'll be a starting centre back because you've got Cole, you've got Badiashile, you've got Fofana, you've got Disasi. Like, do we really need to go and get another starting centre back, even if Thiago Silva leaves? I just don't see the need for another starting centre back. That would be my thing for sure. What else have we got going on here? Does Poch see Colwill as a centre back though? Yeah, no, I think he absolutely does. Obviously, he's been playing at left back for parts of this season, but Poch absolutely sees Levi Colwill as a centre back. He's one of the best young centre backs in Europe. The left back thing, I think, has just been. I don't know why he's been doing it, but no, he definitely sees him as a. No, that's not right at all. That was slightly misquoted. That Chelsea are happy with. It was in answer to about whether Chelsea will sign a goalkeeper in January, and he said, "I think Chelsea are happy with their pair, but keep an eye out on the other end of the pitch, and the other end of the pitch meaning strikers." So yeah, no, Chelsea I think are definitely looking to go for a striker in January, but that was more referring to goalkeepers not signing one in January. Yes, big up, bro. Big up. Enjoy the rest of your evening. But yeah, Wesley Fofana, huge plus for Chelsea to see him back in the mix, guys. A big plus. Let's move on to another plus then. And that is obviously we had the pictures yesterday of Christopher Nkunku pictured in team training as he bids to prove that he's going to be fit enough to be on the bench for Newcastle. And according to Nazar Kinsella, Christopher Nkunku was pictured in the team session, but he only did parts of it. He hopes for further progress in the next 2 sessions to make the bench for Newcastle. So again, this one is close, but it's still not fully there in regards to Christopher Nkunku's involvement against Newcastle. If he comes through, obviously, the session, he was pictured yesterday and did parts of the session. If he come through more of the session today and maybe the whole session today or 3/4 today, whole session tomorrow, whatever it might be, then there's every chance that he does potentially, of course, make the bench. But that's still a possibility. Just a reminder that your 70+ million pound striker has 0 goals in the Premier League. Your whole attack this season have got 1 goal between all of them. Every single one of our attackers has scored more goals than all your forward line combined. So yeah, see you later. So yeah, look, Nkunku progressing well. I think it's going to be touch and go whether he's in the squad for Newcastle. It would be a huge plus if he is. But yeah, that one's looking a lot. I think that one's looking more likely than Lavia, and it would provide a huge boost for us, given the games that we've got coming up, how many games we've got coming up as well. To have more options available to finally start getting our players back from injury. Yeah, things seem to be going in the right direction. I really hope Nkunku does make the bench and potentially makes his debut. But part of me also feels that this game might just be a week too soon for him, and we're more likely to see him make a home debut against Brighton. That would be my thoughts on the situation. But he is progressing well, and it's going to be very, very close to see if he does make that does get his debut this weekend. Yeah, Cole Palmer could make it 5 goals for the club this weekend. Obviously, all 4 goals so far have been from the penalty spot. Very, very important goals from the penalty spot, it has to be said. So yeah, let's hope so. I will be there. I'd love to be there for the Christopher Nkunku debut, whether it's on Saturday or whether it's next weekend against Brighton. We will be there. We will be there for sure. But yeah, moving away from Christopher Nkunku, guys, and there's been a little bit of let's quickly do this potential leaked third kit that's been doing the rounds on socials today. Is that it there? That's the one. So footy headlines, so we know, are all very accurate with the stuff that they do. It's at 75% plus accuracy on this one. Apparently Nike, for their third kits next season, are going to be doing that. Are going to be doing the sideways, not are going to be doing like a, what's it called? Portrait swishes. Do you know what I've been calling for a long time for the third kits as well? We've seen United and Arsenal do it, where it's like it's just the cannon or it's just the devil, like not having the proper badge. And I think this kit's immense. You know, it's the black with the yellow trim, which looks really good, and then a bit of pink that really pops off. I think this is a great kit. I think it's a great kit. Black and pink is a really good color combination. Maybe the yellow is not the best with the trim, but look, this certainly looks like a very nice kit, a very good kit. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the chat on this potential third kit for next season. It looks pretty decent. I can't lie, people. It is looking pretty decent. Let me know your thoughts in the chat, guys. What are you saying on this kit? I'm not saying this is going to be exactly it, but I think it's going to be it's going to be the color and it's going to be the badge. But yeah, people, what are you saying? Do you like that? I think the third kit this season's exceptional. That sort of pale color. It looks great. Yeah, this is another very good one. So people, let me know your thoughts in the chat. What are you saying on this third kit? But I thought I'd just quickly cover it because yeah, it's been doing the rounds and it does look really nice, and it's about time. You know, we had a third kit where obviously we don't have the badge, and we just have the lion there. So yeah, I think that's looking good. Fair. Looks decent. Fair. Horrible looking in my opinion. It's great. Yeah, no, fair. People got different opinions on it. No home kit stuff or anything. Certainly not that I've seen. 30 headlines, I don't think have put anything out yet. By the way, guys, we are halfway to 50 likes. Come on, guys, we need to do better than this. Keep smashing that like button. We need to get this up to 50 likes minimum, people. Absolute minimum. So please do keep smashing that like button. If you're locked in now and you've not hit it, make sure you do. It helps with the algorithms. Let's get the algorithm back up after the international break. You know, it's been tough for content creators during the break. Nothing going on. So yeah, if you could please smash the likes, help boost the content in the algorithm and get more eyes on it and help the channel grow, that would be greatly appreciated. Like that kit. Hopefully that, yeah, it's probably going to be Riyadh Air as the sponsor, but nothing confirmed yet. I've seen all kit leaks. I don't think there are any kit leaks for the home and the away. And if they are out there, then unless it's from footy headlines, then it's not. I don't trust it as a legit source. But that is the kit, which looks good. Let's wait and see. Anyway, that's kind of irrelevant right now. But I just thought I would quickly cover it. Let's talk about Ivan Toney, because that's what we like to do over on this channel, people. A big fan of Ivan Toney, but David Alston in his regular Q&A that he does with Athletic subscribers, giving his thoughts on Toney, saying it would not surprise me if one or more clubs do make a move for Ivan Toney before the January window closes, but I still think the summer is more likely and don't completely rule out free agency in 2025. Which is an interesting point. To be honest, I think from a Chelsea perspective, we're not going to wait until he's a free agent. I don't think Ivan Toney will wait till he's a free agent. Brentford will absolutely want to get decent money for him. They won't want to lose him on a free. So it's basically he either goes in January or he goes in the summer. But the free agency thing does sort of bring up a sort of an interesting direction that could potentially happen. You know, obviously, I think he more than likely wants to stay in London. Arsenal obviously linked. A lot of teams have been linked with his services. But again, you know, with a free agency, you know, you'd have to wait, another 18 months? He'd be 28 going on 29. I think that probably does rule out a move to Chelsea, potentially. But you know, I think if Chelsea need a striker right now, so I think we have to do something in January in regards to a striker. I don't trust what we've got to be enough to really give us the best opportunity to qualify for the Champions League. I think we have to go and get ourselves a centre forward that is going to score goals. And if we can do that in January, then we are set up for a really, really strong second part of the season. I think that is going to be huge for us, the second part of the season. If we can find a goal-scoring centre forward, then that's going to be a huge boost second part of the season. No doubt about it. That's going to be a massive plus for us. But yeah, I've just seen something here as well in regards to other transfer news. I mean, again, I don't know how reliable this is. It's 90minute.com, so probably take it with a pinch of salt because it's not. I don't know how good these guys really are. But apparently, Chelsea have added Wolverhampton Wanderers left back Rayan Ait-Nouri to their list of potential targets for 2024. Now, I look at that and I think, well, hang on a second. Why are we looking at left backs? You know, we've got Ben Chilwell, who is vice captain, signed a new 4-year deal, I think, last year. Like it would appear clear that his future at the club is pretty set, unless Chelsea are having doubts about his injury record. And then we've got obviously Mark Correa as well, who's having a very good season this season so far. Maybe there's potential still long-term doubts over him, whether he has got enough about him to be a success at Chelsea long term. Maybe a few inside the club might have doubts, which you could understand why maybe they would be looking at someone like a Rayan Ait-Nouri. But yeah, I don't know if we need a left back. I mean, look, I think he's a decent player. He came with a good reputation from France as a youngster. I think he's done okay at Wolves. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have signing a new left back down as a major priority for Chelsea at this point in time. But maybe the as always, the clubs look sort of 1 to 2 windows ahead of schedule. Martin is not going to be at Chelsea next season. Martin will 100% leave. I'd be surprised if the club look to sell Cucurella. If he continues this form for the whole season, then look, there's no reason in my mind to get rid of him. But I do agree that Martin will go. And then I personally can't see Chilwell leaving. I just can't. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but I just can't. I just can't see it. But look, maybe a left back is going to become a priority at some point potentially. Would prefer Osimhen over Tony. Yeah, Osimhen. I personally wouldn't prefer that, but look, I'm not going to say no to Osimhen, but my preference would be Tony. Osimhen is summer. In no way is it in January. I think the only chance of Osimhen in January is to agree a deal for the summer. You don't get anything else. That's for sure. You absolutely don't get anything else for sure. Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. Yeah. Okay, I might. Well, I will have a look at that at some point. But yeah, interesting. Just a little bit of transfer news there. Not the most exciting. Not sure how reliable it is, but I'd be interested to see if Chelsea are legit looking for a left back. It wouldn't, as I said, it doesn't strike me as a position that necessarily needs to be filled. But maybe the club are planning ahead, and we're seeing. It's an interesting one, but I wouldn't be buying into that personally, that we are looking for another left back. I personally wouldn't believe that, but who knows? Who knows? Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? I don't really know. I really don't know. But yeah, let's wait and see on that front. We also had a little bit of other news. What else have we got here? I'm not talking about you, but some people only want Tony because he's English. Do they? Maybe some people do, but I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, let's wait and see. No, he's Algerian, is he? Fair. Chelsea have definitely looked at Santiago Jimenez before. I don't think it's right for us right now because we need a striker that can come in and is a proven goal scorer. Jimenez, 22 years of age, having a very good season at Feyenoord. But again, he's another one of those sort of project strikers, as it were, development strikers. We've got one of those in Jackson. We've got Amanda Broja. Yeah, we don't need another one like that. So I'd be surprised if that happens. Don't need a left back at the moment. Money better spent elsewhere. Agreed that we don't need a left back right now for sure. But yeah, I was going to move on to, guys, a little bit more news very quickly. Just a little bit on Amanda Broja. Not like a little bit, not really left field, but David Ornstein with an exclusive that Amanda Broja is joining Puma from Nike in a lucrative long-term deal. The 22-year-old Chelsea striker has also secured exclusive rights to open Puma franchise stores in Albania and Kosovo, and aims to launch football/education academies there as well. I think that's big up to Broja. Big up to Broja. A little round of applause to my guy. A great thing to do. Trying to make things happen back in Albania. Albanian football, is on the up. I think they've qualified for Euro 2024. They've got a good crop currently in that team. They got what's his name? Former Barcelona and Arsenal fullback Silvinho in charge, and Pablo Zabaleta, I think, is part of the coaching setup there as well. So yeah, look, it's great for Broja. Obviously, switching to Puma, a massive brand, big money deal. He'll be paid for it's handsomely there. Maybe the switch to Puma boots will see him find the back of the net on a more regular basis, people. That could be something to look out for. Guys, we need 20 more likes. Keep smashing that like button, people. It's really important. Let's run them up, guys. We need 20 more likes in the building to hit 50. That's the absolute minimum target each time. That should be, people, that should be more than doable. That really should be more than doable. It's inexcusable not to be smashing out the 50 likes. Really should be very, very straightforward. What else have we got popping off here? If we get a striker in January or summer, rebuild will be finished and can't wait to see. Yeah, the new Chelsea team is starting to take shape. No, he won't. Chalobah won't stay. This sort of weird news of linking fucking Benoit Badiashile with AC Milan is a bit of an odd one. Badiashile's not going anywhere. He's only just arrived at the club. He's a big part of the future here. But suddenly, for some reason, people seem to think that he might be moving on. I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it at all. Doesn't make any sense. Well, I don't know where those reports have come from, but Chelsea certainly aren't going to be cashing in on cashing in on Benoit Badiashile. Absolutely zero chance of that happening at this point in time, guys. Absolutely zero chance of that happening. So I'm not sure why that's been happening. But yeah, I think that's pretty much most of the kind of news outside of the game. No, I don't think he will. I personally probably would. I would go Caicedo and Ugachukwu. I think that's probably makes more sense. But I still fully expect Enzo Fernandez to be starting on Saturday. Yeah, look, it's absolutely a possibility for sure. It's a possibility, but I don't think it's anything more concrete than just a possibility. That would be my thoughts on the situation. Nothing more than just a possibility. But yeah, let's move on. Let's move on more towards the game. And I tell you what, people. Last season, I'm just gonna bring up the team that lost 1-0 at Newcastle last season in the final game before the World Cup, and you'd be amazed at how much has changed. Look at that lineup from last season: Mendy, Azpilicueta, Chalobah, Koulibaly in the back three, Loftus-Cheek and Hall as wing backs, Cover and Jorginho as the midfield, and then a horror front three of Broja, Gallagher, and Mount. I mean, that is a quite remarkable transformation from in the space of a season. I mean, I can't think of a bigger season change from one season to the next in terms of personnel. Literally, Mendy is gone, Azpilicueta gone, Chalobah may as well be gone, Koulibaly gone, Hall gone, Cover gone, Jorginho gone, Loftus-Cheek gone, Mount gone. You've literally got 3 players out of that 11 that are still on the books at the club. Gallagher, Broja, and Chalobah. And to be honest, Chalobah is as good as gone anyway. So realistically, you've got Gallagher and Broja are the only 2 players still at the club from when we played last season. I mean, that was a horror lineup. Look how much it's changed from last season to this season, and how much more confident we feel going into this game. I mean, it is an absolutely crazy turnaround. I mean, I was at that game last season, forgotten how bad it was and how shocking that lineup was. But yeah, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. That it is mad seeing it. So much has changed at Chelsea in such a short space of time, from top to bottom, from ownership to playing staff to everything. We did have a lot of injuries at this point in time. I do remember that, but still, the difference sort of a year on, because we went to Newcastle in sort of around this time last season. And a difference a year makes is it's quite something, people. It is quite something. It really is. But yeah, it's kind of mad when you look at that and think how far the club's come in terms of the clear out we've had, the clear out that was needed for so long. So yeah, it is crazy when you look at that compared to what we're probably going to see in this game this time around. If we have a quick look at, obviously, the Premier League table, people, we are sitting in 10th, 12 games. We have got four of each on the board at this point in time. Four of each on the board. In terms of wins, losses, and draws, four of each. We obviously got Newcastle up next. Let me just quickly bring this up. So yeah, obviously next three games we've got Newcastle, Brighton, and Man United. All teams above us. Four of each wins, draws, losses in the league so far this season. So as well as positive as the last two games have been, and there are positive signs we're heading in the right direction, there's absolutely no doubt that we need to start putting a run of wins together. That's the next step that this team needs to be taking. And we need to start with that on Saturday. I honestly think our next three games in Newcastle away, Brighton at home, and Man United away, those three games are all winnable games. They absolutely are. They are all winnable games. So I don't see any reason for us to be nervous about this run of games at all, because we're against better sides that we tend to do better against. We're coming into better form. Our players are in good form. They're improving. They've got more confidence. I don't see this being a major issue. I really don't. I could be wrong though. I could be totally wrong on that. But I honestly believe that we can win these three games, guys. These next three coming up, that's going to make such a big difference. The fact that we're 10 points off fourth place, but the good thing about it, I said a good thing, but the positive situation here is that in our next few games we have got we're playing a lot of the teams above us, which gives us a really good chance to close that gap on the top four. And as I was saying in the opposition preview yesterday with Pete, like, this is a chance for us to close the gap, and we need to take advantage of the fact that we are playing teams above us. Teams are going to be dropping points. We are going to be taking points off, hopefully taking points off teams ahead of us. We've got to be looking at this as a massive positive. Mad with the players we're getting back. A win will be huge up north this weekend for the three games going forward. Also, any news of Lavia? Lavia, I think Lavia. I think this might be a little bit too soon for him. I think out of the two of them, it's far more likely to be Christopher Nkunku on the bench, but you never know. There's no real. I haven't seen any pictures of Lavia in proper full training yet. I'll get to predicted lineups a bit later. Bro, I hope you have a good birthday then. But that's gonna be hopefully a big game for us. Hopefully we get a decent result there. People, keep running the likes up. Come on, guys. There's not been much progress on the likes. We're on 32. We still need 18 more to hit the minimum requirement of 50. So make sure you run the likes up, guys. Guys, if you haven't smashed the like button and we don't get this to 50 likes, we're not going to win this weekend. Simple as that, guys. So run it up. Let's get it done, people. Let's get this shit done. Run those likes up. But yeah, look, that's what the league's looking like at the moment. We need to string a run of wins together. And you know what, guys? Like, this game itself is it's an interesting one, because I always feel like with Newcastle, as I was touching on earlier at the top of the show, is that they're a little bit different to the other sort of quote unquote big sides, where they're not gonna come out all guns blazing at you like a City would, or a Liverpool, or an Arsenal or whatever. They're going to have a go at you, but they're also going to be a little bit more pragmatic as well. Somewhere kind of in the middle between all of them, which is sort of an interesting proposition. So, like, this is, I'm under no illusions this will be a tough game, But ultimately, if you want to qualify for the Champions League with how competitive the Premier League is, we have to be winning these sorts of games. If you can't be beating the team in and around you, then you can't expect to be qualifying for the Champions League and things like that, given how competitive the league is, given the likes of what Aston Villa are doing, what Newcastle, obviously, our opponents are doing, what Brighton are potentially doing, what Spurs are doing at the moment as well. We have got a problem. I was not saying we've got a problem, but we have got a situation where the league is really a problem right now. is really a problem right now. So yeah, we need those points, people. We absolutely need those points. Can we get them? 100% we can. But again, I just worry a little bit on the fact that like the positive momentum we built up, we've almost got to start again after 2 weeks off, which is not fully ideal. But I think we can go to Newcastle and win. I really do believe that. It might sound naive. They've got a lot of injuries. Some players will be back for them, which is obviously a big plus for them. But at the same time, yes, it's clicking. It's starting to click for us, but we can't keep making excuses for poor results. So yeah, we really need to push on. What are we saying in the chat? Lavia in training today. Yes, Chelsea did I die? Big up my guy. Newcastle got injured. This is a good time to play them, absolutely, given the fact they lost their last 2 games before the international break. They got a lot of injuries. If you're ever going to go to Newcastle and get a win, there probably won't be a much better opportunity than the one we're going to have this weekend, just purely given the injuries they've got. But as Ashraf said in the chat, it's one of the hardest places to go in the league. The atmosphere is immense. It's amazing. The Geordies are always well up for it. This is a very, very tough situation to be in. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens on that front. But I believe we can do it. The midfield battle is going to be majorly key. Let me bring up the lineup on screen now. I'm going to go through it, and we can obviously discuss this in a bit more tactical depth. Do you know what? For the first time in a long time, I think the Chelsea team virtually picks itself. There's not very many difficult selections or selection dilemmas to make. I really don't see it like that. But yeah, guys, feel free to get involved in the chat with your teams and stuff. As I said, keep running those likes up. We are edging closer now, 13 to go to the 50 mark. So please make sure you do run those likes up and subscribe to the channel as well if you're new round here. Let me have a quick check if we've had any new subscribers tonight. We've had another couple of new subscribers tonight, which is fantastic. So yeah, guys, I need 4 more subscribers to hit 6,970. Let's try and hit 4 more subs so we can get to that mark. It would be greatly appreciated. Sam Kerr is actually better. Yeah, mate, Sam Kerr is mad good. What a week for her. Hat-trick in the Champions League, and I think she got engaged as well. So fair play. Big week. They're not going to get that for him. Enzo might be jet lagged. Yeah, I mean, look, I still think Enzo will play, but it would certainly be a thought crossing my mind that maybe he should be on the bench. But yeah, I personally probably don't see that happening. But people, let's dive into it. Gone with a 4-2-3-1, the standard. Obviously, it's going to be Robert Sanchez in goal. We know that. Let's hope that he can have just a quiet game, a solid game. Don't take too many liberties at the back when you're on the ball. All that sort of stuff. But yeah, just a quiet game. I'm confident that, he can obviously make some big saves when called upon. I'm more worried about the fact what he does with the ball at his feet and his potentially dodgy distribution, which, yeah, I'm still not hugely confident with him at the back. But yeah, he's going to be in goal. Right back, obviously, man like RJ, Reece James. Couple of seasons ago, he scored 2 goals here. And actually, Chelsea, funnily enough, are the last team to beat Newcastle in a 3 p.m. kickoff in the Premier League at St. James's Park. And that was that game that Reece James got 2 goals in. Reece James at right back, his recovery is stepping up really well. He's been really good in his games recently. So yeah, there's lots to be positive about. Maybe now, having not gone on international duty, having stayed back, got some more good work under his belt at Cobham, maybe this is the game that Reece is ready to complete 90 minutes in. That would be a major plus. It absolutely would be a huge plus there. But yeah, James at right back, of course. This for me is now the only sort of. I think he could well do. I think we've looked after him well. We've built him up well. If he doesn't play 90, I think he can certainly play sort of 75 or 80 minutes, and then maybe go for 90 minutes against Brighton at home the following weekend. But yeah, moving on to the centre backs. Then for me, I think this is the only difficult decision. I say difficult, but this is the only sort of potential conundrum in let's put Thiago Silva left side and then Disasi on then someone else on the other side. The only thing, I think this is the only kind of potential question mark, is does Levi Colwell come back into the team and play at centre back instead of Disasi? Does he come back into the team and play left back instead of a banging form Cucurella? For me personally, I believe in the back four the same as it was against Man City. I know we let 4 goals in, but if you go through it, a penalty that wasn't a penalty, a complete free header in the box because no one was picking up a Kanji, a massive deflection for the Rodri goal, and then obviously poor defending for that Haaland goal, which gets scrambled in as well. So actually, when you look at it, yes, we conceded 4 goals, but it wasn't what you would call dreadful defensive work at all. So for me, and again, you know what, as well, you talk about Benoit Badiashile. We got 60 minutes against obviously Blackburn in the Carabao Cup, his first minutes in ages. How do we start to bed him back into the team as well? That's going to be another really interesting point. How do we get this guy back into contention as well? So yeah, I'm not saying that Badiashile's going to play in this game. I think over the next few weeks, he'll play more games. For me personally, I'm continuing with Disasi at the back. I think he's been brilliant. I think Disasi has been really good, and then I'm sticking with banging form Marc Cucurella. And I just think, unfortunately for Colwell, I'm not saying that he's done badly this season, but ultimately for me, he's not done. He hasn't played well enough to warrant going back into the starting 11 ahead of Disasi, or to be ousting Cucurella from left back. That's just not how it works, unfortunately. I just don't think he's done enough to warrant going straight back into the team. That's just my thoughts on it. I think with Pochettino, I think there's a chance that Colwell does play. I personally wouldn't play him, but I think there is absolutely a chance that he does play, and it's going to be really interesting to see where he does put him, whether he drops Disasi or whether he drops Levi, or whether he drops Marc Cucurella. But for me, there's no reason to be messing around with this backline. Disasi's done very well since he's come into the club. Cucurella's been in an exceptional form this season. And Colwell's going to have to work hard to get himself back in the team, and hope that Disasi, Silva, or Cucurella goes through a bad run of form. And that's kind of that, people. That's the back line that I'd go with. The midfield is going to be crucial. There's going to be a lot of South Americans in this midfield. With Enzo and Caicedo for us, obviously Joelinton and Bruno Guimaraes for Newcastle. It's going to be a real big physical battle in there. But for me, I know I mentioned about Enzo Fernandez needing a rest and maybe going with Leslie Ugochukwu. But ultimately, I think, this is a big game. You need your big players, and Enzo Fernandez is a big player for Chelsea. So, yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? Caicedo and Enzo in there, and then obviously Conor Gallagher playing that number 10 role, or the most advanced midfielder. However you want to look at it. And this for me is this midfield battle is gonna be really, really important, because obviously it's gonna be Caicedo and Enzo up against the likes of Joelinton, Bruno Guimaraes, maybe Sean Longstaff. If he's fit, it's going to be physical. It's going to be fiery. It's Argentinians in there. It's Brazilian. It's Argentina. It could get a bit feisty in there. But that's where it's going to be. It's going to be won and lost. Absolutely, our midfield 3 are better players, for sure. I mean, Bruno Guimaraes, I think, is a top player, but I think our midfield 3 is better than Newcastle's midfield 3. But it's going to be it's going to be really, really interesting to see how those midfields kind of match up against one another. Guys, 10 more likes. Come on, people. 10 more likes. Help a brother out here. You know, it's free content. You know, you enjoy interacting with all of you. It's great that you guys tune in. It's massively, massively appreciated. But at the same time, I just ask for one small favor. We need 10 more likes. Simple as that to hit the 50 likes mark, people. It shouldn't be too difficult to do. Let's run it up. Let's run it up, people. I know there's people in here that haven't smashed that like button. Come on, guys. Do it for the Chelsea. Do it for the boys. Yeah. Let's run them up, people. Let's run it up, guys. Less than 10 to go now. I expect when I next check this to be on the 50 likes mark. Of course, then, you know, the front three, however you want to call it. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, let's move into the front line then. Obviously, it's kind of, you know, straightforward. Cole Palmer is obviously going to play on that right-hand side. Made his England debut during this break. You know, he's in brilliant form for us. Probably along with Gallagher, the two most in-form players for Sterling, for Chelsea. I suppose you could group in Raheem Sterling in there as well. But Palmer on that right-hand side, and he's going to be crucial. He's going to be absolutely key to what we do and potentially to how this goes. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. Michael, big up, my guy. Hope you're doing well, bro. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you as always. Yeah, Palmer on that right-hand side. And, you know, everything good that goes through that happens for Chelsea is probably going to have to go through Palmer. On that left-hand side, I would love to play Mykhailo Mudryk. I'm a massive fan of Mykhailo Mudryk, a big advocate of Mudryk, huge fan of him. I think he's a top player and will be very, very important for us. But the reality of the situation here is, even for a massive Mudryk fan like myself, I can't necessarily make a strong case for him starting this game, given the form of Raheem Sterling, the experience of Raheem Sterling, and how well he's playing right now. But Mudryk and maybe Madueke as well can be very good options from the bench to make a difference to something unpredictable, pace, trickery from the bench against a potentially tiring Newcastle defence. That's going to make a huge difference for us. So for me, as much as I love Mykhailo Mudryk and I'd love to put him in my team, I just can't make a case for him to start this game. Unfortunately, I can't. I'd love to, but there's not a good enough. I mean, Nkunku, if Nkunku's on the bench, he won't get 30 minutes. At most, he get 15, in my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but I think at most he gets maybe 15. Maybe he gets 15. Yes, big up to Dearish Devil, who's always so generous with the super chats. Big up, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the super chat, guys. If you're feeling generous and you want to donate to myself and help support me and the channel as I try and grow it ever more, reach more people, get more subscribers, all that good stuff, then please feel free to use the super chat function, whether it's 50p, whether it's £1, whatever it is, guys. You can guarantee your comment gets read out, even though I do read as many as I can in the chat. You can guarantee that your comment gets read out. And yeah, it's greatly appreciated. So, Dearest Devil, thank you so much for your donation. It is greatly appreciated, bro. Newcastle will play the low block. I don't think they will. Newcastle will come out and have a go. You know, they've got the likes of Anthony Gordon. They've got Miggy Almiron, Alexander Isak. You know, Kieran Trippier and Livramento. You know, will be the fullbacks. Like to get forward, like to attack. Yeah, we have got options there, guys. We absolutely have got options. Newcastle will play the low. I've done that, and then obviously leading the line is going to be Nicholas Jackson. He's in really good form. 4 goals in his last 2 games. And hopefully that can continue. But look, I think for me personally, that's probably one of the easiest. If I get 100 subscribers, I've got more than 100. We're within touching distance of 7K. So yeah, I think you mean 10,000 probably. Yeah, I'd be absolutely delighted to hit 10k. That's the target before the end of the season. So I've set myself that target. Let's see how close I can get. But I think this is one of the easiest teams to pick, to be perfectly honest, for Chelsea this season, given the form that we're in. No, unfortunately, do you know what? I was saying I love Mudryk, but given the form of Raheem Sterling and how brilliant he's been, I can't really make a case to stick Mudryk into this starting lineup. I just can't. I just can't do it. There's not a legitimate reason for me to stick him in. There just isn't. I don't know. I mean, look, Mudryk, I think, can definitely make a huge impact from the bench. So yeah, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens on that front. But yeah, look, for me, Sterling has to start now. And this is me saying it. I've been very critical of Raheem Sterling. But they're both banging form. Him and Palmer's always going to start. And Sterling is banging form. I say unfortunately, it's not unfortunate at all. There's no space. Like, no one can be benched necessarily. I mean, the only thing you could potentially say is, oh, you bench Gallagher and you put Palmer in the 10 and you play Sterling right, Mudryk left. But Gallagher's been absolutely superb this season, particularly in these big games away from home as well. His pressing and his work rate from the front is going to be really, really important. So, yeah, I mean, this is one of the easier Chelsea teams to pick, which yeah, is a little bit of a surprise to say that. But yeah, I mean, look, yeah, Nkunku did play on the left in pre-season as well. I mean, look, Nkunku could literally play anywhere across the front line, across those front four positions. Guys, 7 more likes. Come on, people. Probably got about 5 or 10 more minutes of the stream left. We need 7 more likes to hit 50. Come on, guys. Let's run it up. Don't let me down, people. This is a good community I've got here. We're normally red hot on the likes. So let's run it up, guys. Let's run it up. We've got 30 in the building. 7 more required. There's definitely 7 of you in here that haven't smashed the like button. Or there's certainly a few of you in here that have not smashed it. So please do run the likes up, guys. It is greatly, greatly appreciated, people. It really, really is. So make sure you do that, guys. Make sure you do that. No, Nkunku's not going to go back into the team straight away. He's got to earn his place back in the side. And look, I don't see Nkunku starting a game until maybe Man United away. Maybe that I think will be too soon. I think Nkunku could play at Goodison from a start, but I think it's more likely to be probably the home game against Sheffield United on the 16th of December is probably the first game that he might start. What else have we got? Where do I think Nkunku will play? I think he'll probably play. Look, I think when Jackson goes in January, Nkunku will definitely play as a number 9. I think we'll see Nkunku play as a 10, probably. But I think ultimately you'll probably see more of him in a number 9 position, given the form of all the other players around him. I think to start with, we'll see him play as a number 9. But, it's anyone's guess. It's a difficult thing to work out. But it's absolutely a really, really good problem for us to have. A problem we've been wanting to have all season. And we've now finally got, good selection debates to have, difficult decisions to make. But that's exactly how it should be at a top club. And that's exactly, how we should want it to be, as well. It absolutely is. Will Enzo and Caicedo both be 100%? Look, I don't think they'll be 100% just because of the jet lag, the traveling and whatnot. But they'll be ready to go. They will be ready to go. So, yeah, let's hope that we can see another decent performance from those two in the midfield. Let's hope that Jackson can continue his good form as well. He's back amongst the goals now. He's our top scorer this season. Again, it's a really good position for us for us to be in at the moment. You know, it really is. I'm pleased to see us getting our players back. Because when you look at it, the squad's really, really good. You know, Lavia's close to a return, and Nkunku's close to a return. Realistically, we know that Fofana's long term. Realistically now, all we're missing, kind of injury wise, is Ben Chilwell and Chukwuemeka. And we've pretty much got like a full squad available at our disposal for almost the first time this season. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in a gaffer's position. There's some really tough decisions that need to be taken. Some really tough decisions that need to be taken. But you know, let's wait and see. You know what we can do. That's a problem to worry about a little bit later down the line. Bro, I tend to agree with this because you can't drop Palmer, you can't drop Sterling in this form, you can't drop Gallagher in this form. Even though Jackson's in good form, you know, Nkunku will have to earn his place back in the team, which you expect he will do. It's really tough to see like who misses out, and I think unfortunately it might be a bit harsh, but I think it ultimately is going to end up being Nicholas Jackson, who probably will lose that space in the starting 11. But yeah, that's a problem to worry about for a few weeks' time. How many goals I've got no idea how many goals he's going to get. Look, I think if Nkunku's fit, we're basically talking second half of the season. I think he can get. I honestly think he could probably get 10. I think he could get 10 Premier League goals for a second half of the season would be pretty decent. I'd probably say between 7 and 10 would be a very decent return for Christopher Nkunku. But yeah, guys, that is the team that I would go with for the Newcastle game. Not really any. I don't think there's any changes in there at all. That's the exact same team that started against Man City. You know, and that's the exact team that I go with. There's no point. There's nothing to change in my opinion. So yeah, why would I not go? Why would we not go for that, guys? 3 more likes. Come on, people, going to round this one out in a couple of minutes. 3 more likes to go. We are almost there, guys. 3 more likes to go. Until the 50 likes mark. So yeah, guys, run it up, people. Run it up. We're in touching distance now. 3 more likes required. There's 32 of you in the building. There's definitely 3 people that haven't smashed a like. So make sure you do that. What about Broha in January? Well, again, look, it's going to be an option. He'll play some games as well. And we just look. He's got to prove his fitness, get back into some kind of form. And we go from there. But to be honest, if I'm being real here, I don't see how Bro is at Chelsea next season because there's going to be Jackson. We're going to sign a forward, a big striker, and then there's obviously Nkunku can play there as well. I'd be surprised if Broja was here next season. I really would. And I like Broja. I'm a fan of his. I think he's got a good profile. He's got aggression. He's got pace. You know, he's a good finisher. He reminds me a little bit of Diego Costa in terms of his attributes, but ultimately, I just don't see where he really fits in and like does he where he stakes a claim, you know, for a regular slot in this Chelsea side. It's about making the most of your opportunities when you get them. I just don't know. I just don't know how many he's going to get and whether he's got the ability to really stamp home and show that, you know what, yeah, I can be the main guy. I'm good enough to lead the line for this football club. I just don't see it. January window will be for kids. Yeah, it'll be sales and maybe some more kids coming in. But I think absolutely there's a possibility that we could sign Ivan Toney or a big money striker. But yeah, you would expect it to be outgoings and maybe 1 or 2 more kids. I mean, I don't want it to be 1 or 2 more kids, but you know, that's probably what is most likely going to happen, guys. That would be my guess on it for the January window. But yeah, the January window is coming up pretty soon, people. It is coming up pretty soon. But guys, I think all that remains to be done now are the score predictions. Broja should be given a start. I believe he's capable of shooting the ball better than Jackson. Yeah, look, potentially, look, I think Broja deserves an opportunity for sure. I'm not writing him off, but I just feel personally for me, I right now can't really see him having a long-term future at Chelsea. That's just my opinion on the matter. I could be wrong, but right now I haven't seen enough to think that this guy is going to be around at Chelsea for the long term. But I would love to be wrong. If we get a striker in January, yeah, don't give him the 9 shirt. Agreed. Ashraf's going for a 2-2 draw. Guys, get your score predictions in the chat. Let's hear what you were saying. Do we think Chelsea, or do you think Chelsea can get a win at St James's Park, which would be a big, big win for sure? Let's hope we can do that. So Ashraf's gone 2-2. I'm going for a narrow 2-1 Chelsea win. I think we've just about got enough about us to get the win. I think Newcastle will score, but I think we've got the quality. We're in good form. I think we've got the confidence that we can go there, silence the crowd, and bag a couple of goals. Michael going for a 2-1 Chelsea win, like myself. People, what are you guys saying? What else? Come on, guys. There's 43 of us in here still. Get your score predictions in the chat, guys. What are you lot saying? If Broja and Jackson reach double figures this season, that's a dilemma for the summer. 3-1 Chelsea. Yeah, a dilemma for the summer for sure. 3-1 Chelsea. Yep, fair. Guys, who else is getting their score predictions in? Let's hear from a few more of you people in the chat. We've got a 2-1 Chelsea, another 2-1. Cole Palmer to score again. I'd love Cole Palmer to score. It would be absolutely fantastic. I would really enjoy that. What else have we got popping off predictions wise? Guys, a few more minutes to get your predictions in. I'm going for a 2-1 win. This would be such a big win. Look, I would almost, I know the Spurs win was massive, but I think a win at St James's Park, that could be bigger than the Spurs win. It really could be. Our form is better on the road. We're better against better sides. I do feel confident going into this game. I'm not saying it's going to be easy and that we're going to win, but I absolutely feel confident that we can go there, grind something out, and this would be huge for us. It would be really, really big. Yeah, I mean, in his current form, that does absolutely appear to be the case. But yeah, as I said, we are gonna have to wait and see, guys. I mean, Newcastle with Anthony Gordon is a threat. He's having a very good season. Isaac's a very good centre forward as well. He's got an eye for goal. He's pretty clinical in front of goal. But look, look for me, if we play as well as we've played against Spurs and Man City, if we turn up with that level of performance or close to that performance, then we will absolutely win against Newcastle if we bring that level of performance. If we don't, it's going to be tough for us. It is going to be tough for us. Look, I'm kind of in two minds. I was asked on a show on another show earlier, like, would I take the draw? And part of me is like, yes, normally I would take a point at St James's Park, absolutely. But given where we are in a table and the gap that's appearing between us and the Champions League spaces, I don't think we can. I don't think we're in a position to be taking a draw. I think we have to win this game. I think we absolutely have to win this game. I mean, it feels mad saying it's a must-win game after fucking 12 games in. This is a bigger game for us than it is for Newcastle for sure. Newcastle got PSG midweek. I think we'll be fine. Look, Newcastle will absolutely be taking this game seriously for sure. But look, with the Champions League in midweek for them, with the injuries they've got, look, you're not going to get many better opportunities to record a win at St James's Park than the opportunity that is going to be presented to us on Saturday. So I feel confident. Things are starting to click, and as I said at the top of the show, the only thing that's missing is going on a run of is stringing a run of wins together. And our next 4: Newcastle, Brighton, Man United, and Everton. Those 4 games are all very, very winnable. So I agree. I do agree. We're going to catch the teams above us. You have to start beating the teams in and around you and the teams that are above you. So, yeah, look, I think we can go. I think we can do this, guys. I'm looking forward to the game. I'll be going up to Newcastle, one of my favourite trips of the season, and we're going to need to put in a big performance. Not sure yet. I might have to rearrange it for next week, possibly. I'll obviously provide an update. The old Chelsea's not going to come back. It's going to be a new Chelsea. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But yeah, people, I am going to round this one out now. Big up to everyone in the chat as always. Thanks for getting involved. Thank you for the super chats as well. They're all greatly appreciated. Guys, on the way out, please run up the likes. Keep smashing the likes on the way out. We're on 53. Let's see if we can get 70 likes, 60 likes, sorry, on the way out, guys. We need 7 more likes, so smash the like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, guys. Edging ever closer to 7K. Need 33 more subscribers, so please do subscribe to the channel on your way out if you're new around here and you haven't done so already. Big up yourselves, guys. Appreciate you getting involved. There's always another good match preview. Let's hope for a positive result on Saturday. I might be back tomorrow, not 100% confirmed. There will be a video uploaded to the channel anyway. I'm not sure if I'll be live, but then obviously stay tuned for the match day vlog on Saturday, dropping after the game. And then obviously there won't be any match reaction live on Saturday night because I'm traveling back from Newcastle, not getting back till late. So yeah, stay tuned Sunday for match reaction, 5 things we learned video. But guys, video will drop on the channel tomorrow, live stream potentially. But big yourselves up, enjoy the rest of your evening, have a good Friday, guys. Take care, up the Chelsea, and peace out, people.